In a room thick with power plays, flashing cameras, and silent judgments, President Trump told Jasmine Crockett to leave. She didn't move. She didn't blink. What she said next didn't just flip the conversation, it fractured the atmosphere. This wasn't a political exchange, it was a reckoning. You could feel the air shift, a moment too fast for buildup, too sharp to ignore. Trump had leaned forward, both palms pressed flat on the oak table. His stare locked onto her like a weapon. Then came the words, tossed like a threat masked as policy. You can get out if you're not here to help. It wasn't loud. It didn't have to be. The tone alone carried the weight, the kind of tone meant to shut down dissent, not answer it. The room froze, cease. Band's cameras kept rolling. Phones behind press credentials and handbags didn't stop recording. A senator coughed. A water bottle rolled to the floor, but Jasmine didn't flinch. She leaned forward, not in aggression, but with intention. Controlled, steady, and then she spoke, calmly, clearly. I was elected to represent the people, not to agree with you. 20 words, 7 seconds. That's all it took to quiet a room built on performance. The shift could be felt through screens. Trump's expression didn't change, but heads turned. A whisper floated from the back. Someone muttered, "Damn." This was supposed to be a neatly choreographed panel on federal policing reform, talking points, fake smiles, and handshake photo ops. That was gone now. Jasmine didn't yell. She didn't match his posture or play to the cameras. She didn't need to. Her answer sliced through the noise more precisely than any outburst ever could. The damage wasn't political. It wasn't a headline grab. It was human, honest, a refusal to be sidelined, and it was now part of the record. As Trump turned away, brushing off the moment with practiced indifference, the silence lingered. Reporters stared at each other, hesitant to break it. Even Trump, for all his bravado, felt the weight, because that sentence wasn't about winning a moment. It was about exposing a system, and the people watching knew it. Jasmine reminded the room that proximity isn't permission, that being invited doesn't mean being welcomed, that representation is more than just a chair at the table. It's about speaking when you're expected to stay quiet. She made the silence meaningful. Within minutes, the clip exploded online. Hashtags flew. Captions read, "She didn't flinch," or simply, "She said what had to be said." But for Jasmine, this wasn't new. She'd sat in rooms like this before. Spaces that expected her to soften her edge, to apologize for clarity. Spaces where passion gets misread as aggression, and disagreement as disloyalty. This time, she wasn't the one thrown off. Trump was. He tried to wave it away, shifting to stats about St. Louis crime rates. But nobody was listening the same way anymore, because when truth gets said in a place not built to hold it, everything changes. And she hadn't planned it, no script, no stunt, just lived experience and a refusal to be silenced. She arrived at that building before dawn, already briefed, mic'd up and focused. Her phone buzzed nonstop. One text stood out. It was from her sister, "Keep your foot on their necks, love you." So she walked in, not to blend in but to be heard. And when the cameras rolled, when the roundtable started, she didn't recite safe statistics. She didn't trade in pleasantries. She named what others avoided. She didn't raise her voice. She raised the bar. And when Trump finally tried to shut her down, she gave him something he hadn't expected. A truth so clean, so grounded, that no one in the room, not even him, could pretend it hadn't landed. By the time Jasmine left the building, the clip had already been shared millions of times. But she didn't smile, she didn't celebrate. She just folded the transcript, tucked it into her bag, and kept walking. And outside, people were already talking. If this moment meant something to you, if it reminded you of someone who's been told to stay quiet, stay polite, or stay in their place, share it, talk about it, teach it, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel. Because these are the stories that only rise when we make them loud enough to be heard.